Well, happy Tuesday to you here, Chris Hare, the crypto cowboy. I guess we'll call me that. I've been out riding horses today, so I'm still in my cowboy duds. But wanted to catch you guys up on where we've been today. We moved absolutely nowhere, really. It's kind of ugly. Just sat around and waited. So the update ought to be pretty easy tonight, but I'll kind of go over the charts we went over yesterday and give you a better idea of what's going on. So I'm going to pull up my chart here. There we go. So we'll start with Solana on the 4 hour, still finished out that wave five. On the upside, now we're working on our downside. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move coming down. Still have this target down here marked. I think it's a few days before we get there. If you go down to the hourly, once it loads here, there, got a better idea of what's going on. Finished a 5 wave impulse on the hourly, and now we're in this corrective cycle. I've got wave 5 marked here. There's a possibility it stops around 226 probably tomorrow because of the FOMC meeting, and we are expecting rate cuts. So I would be frosty for some kind of bounce here. I don't think that we see an impulsive move past all-time high or past the previous high. I really don't. That Fred Fairview value gap staring there. And it's just not the right time. So I would be looking around 230, 224. If we lose that, you're probably headed around 218, 210. Time will tell tomorrow, but I'd be frosty on a bounce at some point. I think people are just waiting around, and I kind of think that's why we've just been dragging for the last couple of days. We'll go ahead and look at Bitcoin as well. Let's start on the 4 hour. There we go. It gives you a better idea of what's going on with Bitcoin. So we've been in this big corrective move, this big ABC since we broke the all-time, or hit the all-time high at 124,600. Then we had an A wave down. This whole move has been a B wave up. And now we're ready to come back down. Final target's probably going to be, I think we settle around 110, 110 before we make a bounce back up again. Do we get there tomorrow before the FOMC meeting? Time will tell. When we go back to the hourly and look a little closer at what's going on, like this little move right here is about all we've done all day. Crazy, just absolutely nothing. So yeah, so we're moving down. Typical retracements are the 618 to 786. I'm concerned about tomorrow and what we do. I'm not positive we come back up and retest this high, but we might. There's this opportunity to hit 120, 130, or 120. And we might do it tomorrow and maybe extend this B wave. But my brain says we'll see. So for right now, we're going to target 114.3 to 112.6 initially, and just see kind of how we bounce and what happens here. So that gives you a pretty good idea. But I think the move is down until we get to these areas. I don't think there's any. I really don't think we're going to bounce up here. If you look at your RSIs, everything's cooked. It needs to cool off. Same with the 4 hour. Same with the 4 hour. It's cooked. We've got some bearish divergence showing up. And even out on the daily, I'm not going to adjust the chart here, but the daily's cooked and bearish divergence also showing. So yeah, it's really setting us up for another move down. Ultimately, around this area here, around 98, 99,000, I still think there's a possibility of a wick down, to this $89,000 range just to tap that fair value gap, and just kind of scare everybody, if you will. So longer term, that's kind of what we're looking at, but we're really focused on today. And I may pull some kind of update in the morning if we're getting to those targets, and we'll just pull a fib on them and get a better idea before everything goes down as to where we actually are. What else did we chart last night? I think we charted Link. So let's take a look there. Yeah, kind of the same deal on the hourly. I was looking at some consolidation stuff here just to kind of verify where we're at. So I'm going to take that off. Um, but yeah, what we've done here is basically an ABC down, but this is all consolidation here. So if we took this off, and to make this a little more clear, in a 5-wave pattern, we're at 1, 2, 3. This is 3. All of this is 4, and down to 5, which will be down at this 1272 because we didn't. Yeah, we're not going to finish the move. But this is also, so backing this up, this is going to be basically a 4-hour move that finishes this off. So on the hourly is going to follow the same thing. But I would pay attention here to some kind of mid-range bounce somewhere around that order block around 2268 here. And if it does bounce, I don't think it gets back up above this half or this 50 smoothed moving average. And again, we talked about this last night, but you can see how the charts just really respect it. And it just did its retest and it's headed down again. So yeah, that kind of gives you an idea on Link. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I think that's probably the last one we did. I may throw XRP in here as well, just because I've got it charted and ready to go. Let me take that off of there. Okay, so yeah, on the 1 hour, 5 waves down, puts you right around this 4,392 area. That's probably where we're going to see a bounce. And then we're going to go up here and double top, or we're going to stop here. So I'll go ahead and mark these off. I can post these charts updated as well, the hourly charts. Yeah, so there you have it. That's kind of a really good look on Ethereum and where we're headed next. And those are wrong. Let's fix them real quick. Because we did go a little lower. No, actually, you undo that. Sorry, guys. So if you pull that down, yeah, I'll have to give you those targets in the morning because we need to finish this move to really understand where we're going to finish off. But if you pull this fib down into this order block, just to give you a rough idea, you know, I would expect $4,500, $4,600. There's a possibility to hit these extensions, but I'm not sure that it's likely. So that gives you a pretty good idea. So let's look for around $4,300, $4,400 for a reversal of some kind. Last but not least, let's look at XRP. Kind of tell before the drawings load. Yeah. So there we are. ABC correction. Oh, that's a lot of charts. Take some of this stuff off real quick. Yeah, just a short term on XRP. ABC, we've done this WXY consolidation, so we're coming down. This is kind of funny. Leisure, hoping to mark this like on, I guess it was last Thursday or Friday, and really kind of showing up where we should go. I think that's kind of funny. But if we just pull a quick fib on XRP, kind of see where we're headed on the hourly. This was the start of the impulse. So we'll pull a fib up here. And yeah, I don't think we go this low yet. I think on XRP, you're going to be looking around 298 to 293, and then we'll see some kind of bounce here to retest these highs. And I'm pretty sure the 4 hour is going to agree with that. Yeah, there we have it. So yeah, and then I think we come up and retest up here. So there you go. That's XRP. But anyway, that kind of gives you an update, gives you an idea of where we're headed for tomorrow. Expect a lot of volatility. It's going to bounce around. It's going to go both ways. You're probably going to see some engulfing candles. Don't panic. If you're not sure, just close out and let this stuff settle. That's really kind of my plan. If things just don't look the way I like, I'm going to close out and I'll let it settle and then we'll jump in. There's no sense in chasing it. So let's trade from a place of strength and not from a, man, I hope that pays off, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to close it out here. Leave you for the evening. And if you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want charted, just reach out to me. I've got a couple more charts that I'm going to do tonight that were by request. I think I've got AVAX and AVE. So be looking out for those. But yeah, it's great to talk to you guys tonight. If you have any questions, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.